gaze at the navel. Then just keep moving back and forth between those two asanas at your pace, with your breath, with eyes open or closed. Feel free to play around with whether the toes are tucked or not. Feel free to play around with the orientation of the fingers so they can point toward you. They can point toward each other. Just be gentle. It can really change the stretch in the wrist. It can really change the stretch in the shoulder. Whenever you feel ready, we're going to meet in downward facing dog, but there's no rush to get there. So you'll tuck your toes, lift your knees, reach your hips up and back. And then just take plenty of time to find your downward facing dog, to make some movement, pedaling out your dog, bending one knee at the other. Give your hips a little shimmy. Shake your head, yes and no. We'll take 3 breaths here in our down dog before we start to move. Suggestion to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth if you'd like to release heat. Or to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose if you'd like to build heat. Use your next inhale, bend your knees and look at your hands. And then start to walk your feet to meet your hands. There's no rush. Find a ragdoll by separating your feet, bending your knees, and draping your torso. Let everything hang heavy. Relax the head and the neck. Relax the shoulders and the arms. We're here for about 6 breaths. You might find a bind opposite pinkies to elbows or hands interlaced at back of head. We're at lower back, and then reaching fist towards sky. We're here for about 3 more breaths. You might find some movement bobbing up and down or swaying back and forth. And start to find stillness and carefully remove any bind you might have, and then toe heel your feet directly below your hips. Suggestion to place 2 fists in between the feet for measure. That's going to be your hip width distance, approximately. Keep a slight bend in the knees. And then on your next inhale, press into your feet and roll up to standing, 1 vertebra at a time. Roll the shoulders up and back. Let the palms face forward. Then just play around with your stance for a moment. Pick 1 foot up, lower it down. Pick the other foot up, lower it down. Slight bend in the knees, slight tuck of the tailbone. Suggestion to close the eyes. Inhale the arms out and up, palms touch. Exhale the hands to the heart. Check in and notice how you're feeling. Remind yourself why you're on your mat, why you're taking this practice with you right now. And say something kind to yourself. And flutter the eyes open and inhale the arms out and up. Let the palms face each other. Let the shoulders relax. And exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Let the heart lead. Flat spine as best you can. And inhale, find a halfway lift. Reach the crown of the head forward and the tailbone back. And exhale, fold, plant the palms, bend the knees, step one foot back and then the other, high plank. And then for this first high plank, we'll stay for a couple of breaths. Just play around, adjusting anything you need to adjust. You want your shoulders over your wrists and your fingers spread wide. You want to puff up your upper back ever so slightly so you're not sinking. Reach your heels back, the crown of your head forward, and we'll just take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, start to lower down either halfway or all the way. Bend the elbows inward, feel them brush the rib cage. Tops of toes, inhale, press into hands, straighten arms, up dog or cobra. Roll over toes, exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Pulling in the lower belly, lifting the hips a little higher. Shaking the head, pedaling out the dog. Finding your down dog. We'll just do that 2 more times, flowing, 1 breath, 1 movement. Inhale to bend the knees and look at the hands. Exhale to hop or step. Inhale to press into the feet and come all the way up. Exhale the hands to the heart. Raise the arms as you inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. Halfway lift. As you fold, exhale, step the feet back, high plank, lower down. Use your breath, take your time. We will always meet in downward facing dog. And just once more, bend the knees. Let the feet meet the hands. Come up all the way, pressing into the feet, inhaling to get there. Hands to the heart. Raise the arms. Hinge at the hips. Halfway lift. Fold to high plank, to lowering down. Lifting the chest. Lifting the hips. And then stay in this down dog for a couple of breaths. Make your way to child's pose whenever you feel ready by widening the knees, lowering them down, bringing the big toes to touch, resting the forehead on the mat, letting the arms come out long in front of you, closing the eyes, keeping the focus on the breath. Side body stretch, crawl the arms over to the right as far as you'd like. Left hand on top of right, cradle the face in between the arms, tuck the chin under the right armpit. Allow the breath to let you sink into the left hip just a little bit more. Crawl the arms over to the left, pass through center. Bring yourself back to center, child's pose, fingers wide. Inhale, tabletop. Press into the fingertips, stack the shoulders over the wrists. Place the knees below the hips and the feet behind the knees. One cow, one cat. Pause and cat, tuck toes, lift knees, down dog. Inhale your right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, step your foot through, low lunge. Plant the foot in between the hands. Bring the left leg long back behind you. Squeeze your thighs together for balance. Hinge at your hips and come on up for high lunge. Stack the shoulders over the hips. Pull the right hip back and the left hip forward. Pull the lower belly in. Let the right hand grip the left wrist and start to pull on that grip and take a side body stretch over to the right. Breathe into the left side body. When you feel ready for an inhale, carefully bring yourself back to center. And then simply reverse the grip. Let the left hand grip the right wrist and gently pull on that grip, bumping over to the left, breathing into the right side body. Use your next inhale to bring yourself back to center, and then carefully release the grip. Palms face each other. As you exhale, start to lean and fly. Bring your torso parallel to the mat. Reach your fingertips back behind you, your shoulders back behind you. Reach your chin, chest, and gaze forward, ever so slightly. Checking in where you can soften here. Bringing your focus to your right foot, your right leg, your right side body. And then when you're ready, lift your left foot and your left leg and find warrior three. You're welcome to change where your arms are. Maybe the hands come to the heart. Maybe there's a micro bend in the right knee. Maybe there's some ankle rolls in the left foot. And then taking your time, we're going to find a standing half splits. Lower the hands down in front of you. Maybe one hand or both come to the back of the right calf for a little extra challenge. And then gracefully step your left leg back behind you, low lunge. Plant your hands on either side of your right foot. Inhale your right leg back behind you, three-legged plank. Lower down halfway, bend the elbows in. Tops of all 10 toes, lift your chest. Roll over those toes, lift your hips. We're in down dog for one breath. Lift your left leg high, inhale. Step your foot through, exhale. Plenty of time here to adjust your stance. Hinge at your hips, inhale, high lunge. Find your stability, your breath. Right hand grips left wrist, pull and the grip bump to the right. Inhale to center. Left hand grips right wrist, pull on the grip, bump to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to fly. Maybe it feels nice to change the palm orientation here, so hands can face the mat, or hands can face the sky, or hands can face each other. Warrior 3. Breathing through the nose to build heat. Breathing through the mouth to release heat. Standing half splits. Step your right leg back behind you, low lunge. Inhale your left leg back behind you, three-legged plank. Make your way to downward facing dog. Take a breath in your down dog. We'll do that 2 more times, flowing, 1 breath, 1 movement. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale to step it through. Inhale for high lunge. Exhale to bump to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to fly. Inhale for warrior 3. Exhale for standing half splits. Inhale for low lunge. Exhale for a 3-legged plank. Stay for the inhale. We'll make our way to downward facing dog. We'll stay for a breath. Left leg high. Low lunge. High lunge. To the left. To center. To the right. To center. Lean and fly. Warrior 3. Standing half splits. Low lunge. 3-legged plank. Stay. Move. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, mouth or nose. Right leg high. Step it through. Come on up. Right hand grips. Back to center. Left hand grips. Inhale, center. Lean and fly, reach the right hip back. Warrior 3, weight is in the right leg. Standing half splits, there might be a micro bend in the right knee. Low lunge, the left foot steps back. 3-legged plank, the right leg reaches back. Take your time. Move with your breath at your pace. Checking back in your down dog. Lifting your left leg high, fill up. Stepping your left foot through, softening, letting go. Coming on up, squeeze the thighs together. Left hand grips right wrist. Back to center, shoulders over hips. Right hand grips left wrist. Back to center, shoulders over hips. Lean and fly, left hip back. Weight in left foot, pick up right foot. Standing half splits, hands to the mat. Low lunge, right foot back. 3-legged plank, left leg back. We'll meet in down dog. Stay in your down dog for a couple of breaths, make some movement Find some adjustments. We'll meet in child's pose. Widen the knees, big toes to touch, forehead on mat. Closing eyes. Giving forehead a little massage. Bring arms long out in front of you if they aren't already. Spread the fingers wide and inhale to tabletop. Pressing into fingertips. Stack shoulders over wrists. Place knees below hips and feet behind knees. You can tuck the toes if you'd like. Gaze down at the left hand. Actively press into the left hand. Inhale the right arm high. Exhale to thread the needle. Bring the right arm underneath the left. Rest onto the right ear and the right shoulder. We're here for about 6 breaths. That left hand can stay where it is, or you can extend the left arm long out in front of you, side body stretch. Another option would be to wrap that left hand around. Bring it to the inside of the right hip for a bind. Coming into a twist, you might lift the gaze past the left shoulder. Coming out of this pose, bring that left hand back down below the left shoulder if it isn't already there. Inhale to press into that hand and then raise the right arm once more. Let the gaze follow the right fingertips. And then exhale to come back to tabletop. Take a moment to adjust anything you need to. Hands below shoulders, knees below hips, feet behind knees. Gaze down at the right hand, actively press into that hand. Inhale the left arm high and then let the gaze follow the left fingertips. Exhale to thread the needle. Left arm underneath right. Rest on the left ear and the left shoulder. Bring the right hand and the right arm wherever it would feel good for you on this side. Closing the eyes perhaps. Deepening the breath maybe. And then starting to prepare yourself to come out of this pose. Bringing the hand back down below the shoulder and inhaling to press into it. Lifting the left arm, lifting the gaze. And exhaling to come back to that tabletop. One cow, one cat, inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog, tuck the toes, lift the knees. Right leg high, inhale. Step your foot through, exhale. High lunge, inhale. Bump to the right, exhale. Back to center, inhale. Bump to the left, exhale. Back to center, inhale. Lean and fly, exhale. Warrior 3, inhale. And listen, standing knee raise, exhale. Bend the left knee, bring it in front of you, in line with the left hip. You might raise the arms, but you don't have to. Flex the left toes. Press into the right foot. Maybe there's a micro bend in the right knee. Option to stay here for a couple of breaths. Option to find a twist. Bring the left arm back behind you and the right arm forward. And then maybe bring the gaze back to the left thumb, pulling the lower belly back and up. Staying with your breath. Inhaling, coming back to center. You might raise the arms once more. Now as you exhale, we're going to find standing figure 4. Bend the right knee. Bring the outside of the left ankle to the top of the right thigh. Let the hands come to the heart. Sink nice and low into your hips. Reminder to listen to your body first and to my suggestions second. We'll do that same thing in reverse. Inhale, standing knee raise. Press into right foot. Bring left knee in front of you. Raise the arms. Exhale, left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, warrior 3. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, standing half splits. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, low lunge, left foot steps back. Inhale, 3-legged plank, right leg reaches back, stays lifted an inch or 2, and you might find ankle rolls. We'll meet in down dog. You might lower down halfway and then find your baby back bend, or you might just go straight to down dog. Or you might take this opportunity to take a sip of water. From downward facing dog, we'll do that same thing on the other side. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step the foot through. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, bump to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, bump to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lean and fly, left hip back, maybe changing palm orientation. Inhale, warrior 3, weight in left foot, lift right leg. Exhale, standing knee raise, press into left foot, bend right knee, bring it in front of you, in line with right hip. It might feel most organic to you to raise the arms here. Check in, where can you soften? Is your focus on your breath? Option to stay here. Option to find a twist, bring the right arm back behind you, the left arm in front of you. Extra challenge, let the gaze follow the right thumb, pulling that lower belly back and up. Using an inhale, bring yourself back to center. Using an exhale, find your figure 4 by bending your left knee and bringing the outside of your right ankle to the top of your left thigh. And it might be comfortable to bring the hands to the heart. Same thing in reverse. One breath, one movement. Does not mean that we are rushing. Inhale, standing knee raise. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center, raise the arms. Exhale, warrior 3, right leg back. Full inhale here. Exhale, lower down, standing half splits. Full inhale here. Exhale, right foot back, low lunge. Inhale, 3-legged plank. Down dog when you're ready. Twice more flowing, one breath, one movement. Right leg high, inhale. Step your foot through, exhale. High lunge, inhale. To the right. To center. To the left. To center. Lean and fly. Warrior 3. Standing knee raise. Inhale here. Twist. to center. Figure 4. Come back up. Twist. Center. Warrior 3. Inhale. Lower down. Inhale. Left foot back. Right leg back. To down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Left leg high. Step your foot through. Hinge at your hips. Bump to the left. Inhale to center. Bump to your right. Inhale to center. Lean and fly. Warrior 3. Standing knee raise. Fill up here. Twist to the right. Inhale to center. Figure 4. Straighten the left leg, bend the right knee in front of you. Right arm back, left arm forward. Come back to center, raise the arms. Right leg back, hands at heart. Fill up. Lower down. Fill up. Right foot back. Left leg back. Down dog when you're ready. Beautiful practice. Just one more time and then we'll find the restorative part of our class. Right leg high. Low lunge. High lunge. To the right. To center. To the left. To center. Torso to the mat. Hinge at the hips. Lift the left leg. Bend the left knee. Bring it in front of you. Inhale. Left arm back. To center. Standing figure 4. Inhale to find length. Exhale to twist. Inhale for the standing knee raise. Exhale for warrior 3. Stay for the inhale. Exhale for standing half splits. Stay for the inhale. Exhale for low lunge. Inhale for 3-legged plank. Exhale to lower down, bend the elbows in. Inhale for the tops of the toes, lift the chest. Exhale to roll over the toes, lift the hips. Take a full round of breath. Left leg high. Low lunge. Come on up. Left hand grips right wrist. Inhale, shoulders over hips. Right hand grips left wrist. Inhale, shoulders over hips. Torso parallel to mat. Left hip reaching back. Lift the right leg. Bend the right knee, bring it in front of you, raise the arms. Fill up once you're there. Right arm back. Come back to center. Standing figure 4. Come back up. Twist. Come back to center. Last warrior 3. Big inhale. Last standing half splits. Big inhale. Last low lunge. Last 3-legged plank. Meeting in our last downward facing dog. Taking plenty of time in this down dog to find some movement, to make any adjustments that you would like to make, to eventually meet in child's pose. Bring your arms long out in front of you if they aren't already. Start to crawl your arms over to the right for a side body stretch as far as you'd like to crawl. Suggestion, left hand on top of right. Cradle face in between arms, tuck chin under right armpit. Let the breath allow you to sink a little deeper into that left hip. Crawl the arms over to the left, passing through center. Take your time, crawl as far as you'd like. Bring yourself back to center, child's pose. Arms long out in front of you, fingers spread wide. Inhale for tabletop. Press into the fingertips. Stack the shoulders over the wrists. Place the knees below the hips. The feet behind the knees. One cow, one cat, lower the belly, lift the gaze. Tuck the tailbone round the spine. When you're ready, bring the toes to touch, have a seat on the heels. Bring the legs out to one side. Bring the feet out in front of you, scooch up to the front of your mat. Find boat pose, Navasana, lift your legs. Hands underneath knees, lift your chest. We're here for just 3 breaths. Maybe you straighten your arms. Maybe you straighten your legs. In your own time, in your own way, make your way to lying on your back. Bring your hands to your knees. Bring your knees to your chest. Find some movement here that feels organic to you. Close the eyes if you'd like. Next pose is bridge. Bring yourself to center, find stillness, plant your feet. Bring your arms long at your sides, bring your feet close to your hands. When you're ready, inhale to press into your feet and lift your hips. Squeeze the leg muscles around the bones, keep the legs hip width distance. Soften the glutes as best you can. Maybe it feels nice to bring arms high above head and let them rest on the floor behind you. Maybe it feels nice to tuck shoulders underneath you and interlace the fingers, finding a fist and pressing into the fist. Regardless of where you are, which version of bridge you're in, let's take 3 rounds of breath. When you feel ready for your next exhale, slowly lower back down. Maybe you lift your heels. 1 vertebra at a time, upper back, middle back, lower back. And then just make sure the arms are long at the sides if they aren't already. Bring your knees into your chest. Place your hands onto your knees and prepare for happy baby. Widen your legs, lift your feet. This time, maybe the hands stay on the knees, or maybe they go to the shins or the ankles, or maybe they go to the outside of the feet, or the peace fingers gripping big toes. Wherever your grip is, gently pull on the grip, softening the shoulders, pressing into the lower back. And perhaps stillness feels best here. Perhaps a little bit of movement feels nice. When you feel ready, you'll bring yourself back to center. And prepare for supine twist. Zipper the legs together, knees over hips. Calves parallel to mat. Flex toes toward face. Arms are out to a T or cactus. Press into the lower back. Breathe into the lower belly. Let an exhale bring the knees to one side, pressing into both shoulders, using your core as the knees fall. If you really enjoyed that rocking back and forth, finding that flow like we did at the beginning of class, feel free to find that. Otherwise, just stay on one side for about a minute. I'll let you know when it's time to come back to center and find the other side. Nice detoxifying twist to end our class. If you took a supine twist on one side, now is a good time to come back to center and make your way over to the other side. Taking your time, using your breath, giving yourself the opportunity to make any last movements that you might like. Making your way to your final resting pose. Maybe it's corpse pose, shavasana. Maybe it's something different. Staying in your final resting pose as long as you like. It's your practice, you're on your mat, you're in your space. Honoring your time whenever you do feel ready to bring yourself out of your final resting pose. You might roll over onto one side, finding a transitional fetal position. Gently pressing yourself up into a seat, allowing the seat to be comfortable for you. And placing your hands anywhere that feel comfortable for you. Regardless of where you are at this point, I'd like to seal our practice together, bringing your hands to your heart or anywhere else that you prefer. Taking a moment to check in and noticing how you're feeling. And perhaps taking a moment to thank yourself for your practice, for showing up, for moving, for breathing. And I appreciate you sharing your practice with me. I appreciate you allowing me to share my practice with you and helping the Woodlawn Yoga community exist. Have a lovely day. Thank you.